Hi, and welcome to DCO Graphic Studio. So here's the thing, I just recorded the tutorial, and what I did was I went over how to create this pattern. But as you can see, probably during the tutorial, you'll see that I was not able to achieve that with this pattern. So what I'm going to do is take a different approach and do it here at the beginning, and I'll explain what I'm going to be doing. So what I'll do is basically create a pattern on a surface. So I'll take this and basically just copy it up, and then I'll disable the preview on all of this so we don't see it. And now we can focus just on this. So the idea is that we have a pattern, and the pattern is just sits here on a surface. Now, the approach that I took was deconstructing this curve by getting the plane and then moving the points and creating a curve around it, but it didn't work in some instances where it actually had different construction planes referenced for the different lines. So in this one, I thought of a different approach that might be better, and that is to just create a pipe or create a 3D geometry along those structure lines. So I'll just plug that into the curve, and I'll make sure that the caps are going to be round. Now here, the thing is that the plane is actually not intersecting the entire pattern here, and that's because when you create a radius, it's actually going to do it to the outside. So we need to scale that plane up. So we'll take this plane, bring in an area component, then bring in a scale component. And so what the center point is going to do, so the area is going to give us the centroid, which is going to be the center point that we use as a center point for our scale. Then we can plug in the plane that we use for our pattern and plug that into the geometry. And automatically it's going to give us a factor of 0.5. So when you hover, you'll see 0.5. We want to change that to something larger. So we can either bring in a slider or just right click on factor, set number, and we'll set a number larger than 1. We'll just say 1.5. And then commit to changes. Now that we have that, let's intersect the plane with all of these pipes. So we'll go here to the intersect tab, then go to physical, and then brep and brep, and we can plug in both of those. We'll flatten the input for the breps B and disable the preview on everything here. And as you can see, it actually achieves a very similar result as the other one, but in my opinion it's a little bit better if you're trying to create two-dimensional patterns, because as you can see, this works a lot better, and it works in every case because it's intersecting with the plane. So what we're going to do with this is, let's see if we can bring in a region union. We'll flatten the input. Now we can join, or we can do a boundary surface, as long as those are joined together into one, which they are because it's a region. And this is going to be a lot better for creating a pattern. So we can just plug in, let's see, the structure lines into, let's see how we can do that with any other pattern. I'll bring in lunchbox here. I'll just go here to diagonal grid. And it does work just like the other one does. The other slider that we want to use is the radius. I'll go to 1.5. And the other thing that I did, but I didn't show in the part where I recorded, is doing a fillet. And this is a two-dimensional fillet. We'll go to 1.5 and replace the boundary surface. So you can see this is pretty interesting, the things you can achieve here using Parametric. And in the other steps, it's a bit longer, but it's really cool to see how you can achieve different things using different steps. Some things have advantages, some disadvantages, and it all depends on what you're trying to do at the end. So thank you very much for watching. I'll show you guys the other part here. If you want to get a hold of the scripts that you see here in the videos and some of the more recent scripts, become a member and you can get a hold of all of those. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask me. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you found that useful. If you enjoy this content, make sure to subscribe for future videos. If you want to support my work and have access to all the video scripts and more, consider becoming a member to my website, capettidavid.com. I post a new video every Monday and Friday where I show you how to use Grasshopper along with some tips and tricks. On the site, you can also find scripts that can help you get started using Grasshopper. And you can also get in contact with me directly there, so make sure to check that out. So thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope to see you next time.